So this is my fitness journey. We'll be talking about that today, from the ages of 25 to 26, and how I was able to get in the gym every single day, or at least 3 to 5 times a week, versus going to the gym once, maybe 3 times a month. So I'm going to talk about what was the mind shift change and how I was able to do that. So one of those things that Justin Waller said that changed the trajectory of my 25 years old for me. Somebody told me that if you don't have a six-pack by 25, you'll never have a six-pack. That's what he said. And he followed it up with, I don't know if that's true or not, but it motivated me to get to the gym. And that's exactly what happened to me. I heard that and I was like, dude, I'm 25 years old, 24 years old at the time. And I was like, shit gotta change, man. Like, I can't be looking like a fat, pudgy boy with no muscle for any longer. Like, it's just, can't do it. So I started going to the gym, and I started out just driving to the gym, just pulling up in the parking lot, and I didn't even have a membership. I was going to, I guess it's called like the recreational center or something like that. And I was just paying like a daily pass just to get in to work out. And like, I didn't even buy a monthly pass. I was paying like $3 or $6 or something every time. It started really, really slow. So I would go in and I would, look around and like, pick up this thing and, get on the treadmill. Like, that's pretty much all I did for like the first couple of months. And then I started to notice that like, I'm like a little bit more toned, and wait, like, I'm actually like noticing differences, and I feel more confident. I feel more clear. I feel like I kind of want more. And then I found like my interest expanding. Like, I started looking at some like gym stuff, and I think there's like a huge slept on thing about like learning new things, about new hobbies, like getting into things, and like fishing. Like, I've never gotten into fishing, but like I have friends that love fishing. They haven't loved fishing since they were born, but they got into it at one point. Like in golf, and like a lot of people, I feel like they get into golf later in their life. Yeah, I found like a new interest, which was cool for me. And then I'll put up I was debating about doing this. I think I will. I'm gonna put it before, like when I was 23, 24 years old, and then where I'm at now at 26 years old. I just turned 26. It's definitely been nice to be able to look in the mirror and be like, man, I don't have the physique that I want, but I am so far from that point. And I know that even if I stop today, I'm not going to revert there very quickly. When you get the feeling that it's hard to go back to something that you were a failure at, like it would be effort to suck at something like you did when you started, that's pretty cool. That's a cool feeling. So I'm going to add that in here. I'm not looking for any praises, but I just wanted to let you know that the way I started, I wasn't consistent. I was paying per day. I was starting on treadmill, and I was building the habits. So the way I look at it now, my next step. So my journey was go to the gym. My next step was get in the gym. And then the next step was get on the treadmill. And then the next step was, like to work out. And then a cute girl started working in my gym. And I was like, oh, okay. It's a little bit of motivation. And then I was like, man, how do I start talking to her? I was like, oh, here's this goofy guy that looks like he's kind of nerdy, but he looks fun to talk to. So I started talking to him. We started talking about anime and video games and stuff like that. And then the other chick quit, and then I just became buddies with the nerdy dude. So I started building a relationship with the goofy guy, and he's a cool guy. We actually talk. Like, when I go to the gym, I look for him. I'm like, man, where's he at? Like, come on, dude. And it was good. So like, you find like getting there is tough, and building the habit is tough. I don't need to break that down anymore. I think everybody understands what I'm trying to say. The next thing I will say is, one of the things that really cued into me was this book called Atomic Habits. If you've never heard of it or read it, you will hear it for the rest of your life, and you probably should read it. But what the point of the reason why I'm bringing it up is that the habit of getting to the gym, and then the habit of going to the gym. So like, the habit of doing the things will make your body like twist, like yearn for the thing to do, because you're like, it's like a staple of your life. And like, we rely on routines, and there's safety in routines. So like, if your routine is to go to the gym every day, just like you go to work or whatever you're doing, then it becomes like a staple thing, and like you look forward to it. So my next habit that I'm building, so it started off with going to the gym, getting in the gym, and then working out, and then it was like food, and then it was like tracking your weight more, and then like all the things. And from that picture, by the way, I was like 180 180-ish pounds, and now I'm like 160 something. So that's the difference in weight. And yeah, so the whole point of what I'm trying to say is that you can't make progress in a year. Yes, it takes time, but you can't just set a goal and try to run for it. Like, you need to set a goal and then plan out the steps, but you don't really know what the steps are, so you just have to give regular guesses. But when you're making your steps, think about the idea of what are the steps? The steps are the habits you can build until you get to the point that you want to get to. So don't look at the individual checkpoints, look for the habits. So the habit of going to the gym every day, the habit of talking to someone at the gym every day, the habit of working out, the habit of doing X amount of miles every day, whatever it is. So one of my big goals is I would like to do a marathon. So, which is crazy to me because I'm not a runner. It doesn't matter. I feel like I don't have good stamina. I feel like I've always been kind of like weak and like skinny and scrawny, like skinny fat my whole life. So like doing that is like a big deal for me. It's a complete mind shift that I need to do, that I want to do. But it starts with getting around people that have already done it. And you're like, that guy can do it, I can do it. Get that in you, and then you're like, okay, what are the habits I need to reach there? So like my habit I need to start that I'm working on right now is, okay, I need to do at least 2 miles a day. Okay, and the next habit is I need to do at least 3 miles a day. So building those habits to, the book talks about, it says you don't rise to the level of your goals, but you fall to the level of your habits. Essentially is, if you wanted to get a new car this year, but you are consistently late to work because that's your habit, you're going to fall to the level of your habits. So whatever it is, just, keep that in mind and try to figure out your steps and figure out your habits, because that was one of the things that really changed for me. And also, I will throw this in. Jordan Peterson, he said, the clean the room thing, if you've ever heard of that. And essentially what that is if you need to do something and you don't know how to do it, or you're scared to do it, or just clean your room. Like, just start with something super basic. It's hard to live in chaos. It's really difficult. And when your life is chaos, and if your room is chaos, your car is a representation of your mind. So if your cars are really trashy, probably your mind's really trashy. Your house is the same way. Your space is a representation of your mind. So whenever you see your space, you think your mind is equally as cluttered and crazy. The clean the room thing is the basic step. It's the basic small little step. And this is really hard sometimes, but you have to say, and I don't like the self-deprivation thing, but like, I am hopelessly terrible at this topic, and I have to start very, very small for me to make the progress I need to make, for it to be sustainable and for it to become a habit. So my habit, the basic little thing that was like pathetic in my opinion, was just driving to the gym, getting on the gym shorts, putting on the shoes, getting on, whatever shirt that I thought wouldn't show my belly too much or, make me feel insecure, and then getting in the car and then driving to the place and then finding a parking spot and then just looking at the gym. Like, am I going to go in? Like, I guess I'll go in. Or do I want to spend the money today? Or, like going through those things and like being able to break through that several times where it doesn't even like matter. And some people say, oh, well, that should be simple. You should just do it. And it's like, yeah, I wish I could. But sometimes it's difficult. And I'm sure there's things in their life that are just difficult. So anyway, that's my thinking about this topic. It's probably been too long, but hopefully you got something from it. And I'm just trying to share my journey as, a mid-20s guy that wants to be an entrepreneur, wants to be a strong Christian, and wants the best for his life and be able to positively impact the people around him. All right, dudes, people who are watching, hope you have a great rest of your day, and catch you in the next one.